One Life Radio Fueling Champions Minute. Did you know magnesium is a cofactor in more than 300 enzyme systems that regulate diverse biochemical reactions in the body, including protein synthesis, muscle and nerve function, blood glucose control, and blood pressure? Magnesium is required for energy production, oxidative phosphorylation, and glycolysis. That's a mouthful. How do you know if you're getting enough? Signs and symptoms of possible magnesium deficiency include restless leg syndrome, agitation, insomnia, muscle stiffness, cramping, and aches. Well, where do you find magnesium? Food sources include raw almonds, leafy greens like cooked spinach and chard, raw cashews, pumpkin seeds, black beans, avocados, and my favorite, dark chocolate. Don't forget those Epsom salt baths, and be smart about supplementation. This has been the One Life Radio Fueling Champions Minute.
Did you know there are over 3,000 kinds of snakes? And most, being shy, pose no threat to humans. But they are still feared and killed, even for frivolous fashion. In his poem Snake, D.H. Lawrence marvels at a snake drinking from a water trough. He succumbs to irrational fear and impulsively throws a log at the very animal he admired moments before. He writes, "And immediately I regretted it. I thought how paltry, how vulgar, what a mean act. I despised myself and the voices of my accursed human education, and I wished he would come back, my snake, for he seemed to me again like a king in exile, uncrowned in the underworld." This is Ingrid Newkirk with Peter, reminding us it's easy to be kind by choosing fake snake over real skin for belts, bags, and shoes.
I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And if you do not want to see me
Come on, guys.
again, I would understand.
Oh my gosh, everyone. Welcome back to One Life Radio. This is Bernadette with Diamond Gray, Lexi Brinkley, Aviana Barrientos, Stephanie Toops, and Sean Wells. I want to let everyone know that you can go to our website, oneliferadio.com, to download and listen to our podcast and subscribe to our newsletter, or go to iheartmedia.com to listen live or download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to us from anywhere in the world. A big shout out to our sponsors, great companies that bring this programming to you, like Sun Warrior. You can get it at Vitamin Shop or put it in your smoothie at Smoothie King. Go also to squattypotty.com. It makes such a Christmas present, and they have a couple of different models that they just released, like the Moonlight and the Curve. So check them out at squattypotty.com. For 15% off, go to squattypotty.com/onelife. Okay. And hemp, the H Hemp Company has a special offer right now for One Life Radio listeners. Mm-hmm. And it is,
you can buy 3 and get 1 free. That means you put 4 in your cart when you check out, and you put in the code OLR with the number 1. Right. And you will get 1 free.
And you get 1 free. And they're one of my favorite products ever. It's a little hemp oil with super concentrated mint. Yeah. Real tiny in a little glass, slick little tube with like a stainless steel top.
Yeah, you just 2 to 3 sprays.
2 or 3, and you're ready to go. You're ready to kiss. Just find some mistletoe. Yeah. And you're good.
I like it.
They make great gifts. They really do, for all your friends or family. So check it out at hhemp.com. And, of course, the Paleo Magazine. Cassie Bjork was just with us. She's with Paleo Magazine. You can visit them at paleomagonline.com. And the Wellbeing Journal is such a great magazine as well, heralding the integration of medicine with physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and social aspects of health. Wellbeing Journal is now available in both print and digital version. Order online at wellbeingjournal.com. And I'm so excited to talk with you about this today, Sean. And I'm so thankful that you've been in studio twice this week. It's been really nice. It has. And
Thank
so
you.
It really has. It's great. It gives me a little break, to have some good backup here with me. So, Sean Wells,
me and Jeff got you back.
Me and Jeff, that's right.
Yeah.
What a great dog he is. I swear, I'm going to get him a nice something, I don't know, tonight chew on the
toy.
way home.
Yeah,
a nice chew toy. So if you didn't hear the story at the beginning of the show, you can always go back and listen to the podcast. And we recorded a podcast after the broadcast yesterday about sex, so you might want to listen to that too. It should be up in a couple of days. How many times is sex? How many times a day, or not a day? Well, a day maybe. How many times a week you should have sex? What do you think? I'm going to ask you before we go to this. What do you think, Stephanie?
4.
Whoa, girl.
This is should, right? Like, this
A
is
week?
what's best for your body.
Is that how many times?
I'd say
I'm
like
guessing
4.
you
I'd
have
say
a
like
lot of
4 to
sex.
5. I don't
Okay.
know. My husband's listening to this like, what?
Oh, yeah. I had sex at least 4 times before the show today.
You didn't ask me how many have I just how many should you?
How many should you?
Right?
So you're saying you should have sex pretty much every day.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's good for you.
I think every other day is
Every
at
other
least
day.
normal.
Is it
Yeah.
good? Is that normal?
Sure.
That's good for you. That's good. They say once a week is best to get the best sex, and
Really?
that's, yeah. Too much of anything isn't good, I guess. I don't
with,
know.
With one partner, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to have multiple partners to, spice it up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I condone that, but anyway, I just wanted to ask you. So check it out online at oneliferadio.com.
I'm like, I don't know what to say.
Okay. Well, Sean Wells is an awesome addition to One Life Radio. He is a certified sports nutritionist and fellow through the very prestigious International Society of Sports Nutrition. He has been dubbed the world's greatest formulator, and he has credentials in the fields of business, clinical work, sports exercise, and nutrition, making for a unique and highly respected blend of expertise as CEO of Zone Halo Research. He is also a registered dietitian and has his master's of public health and nutritional biochemistry. You can find him on his website, SeanWells.com. That's spelled SHAWN Wells.com, or on Instagram at Zone Halo. Today we're talking about methylation. So, we talked about this the other day, and I'm still confused. Methylation is complex. So dumb it down for me and our listeners, okay?
Well, it's
What is
hard.
it?
It's hard to because if you look at organic chemistry, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like those ball and stick things, or like it looks like a little zigzag line, like organic chemistry, and the little No. So the little zigzag represents carbons at each little corner of the zigzag.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I've seen the zigzag.
Anyway.
so methylation, a methyl group is a single carbon. So it's kind of like the most simple thing in organic chemistry. And basically, in your body, in almost every chemical, there's methylation and demethylation happening, where it adds a carbon and subtracts a carbon.
Okay.
And so it's a very simple thing on one level, but it happens millions to maybe even billions of times a day in your body, and it becomes very critical to cardiovascular, neurological, reproductive, detoxification, health. And especially like when you're talking about like protecting DNA or neurotransmitters or histamine metabolism, which is tied tightly to inflammation, estrogen metabolism, eye health, fat metabolism, cellular energy, liver health. It's huge. Like this is like one of the most foundational things that you want to support in your body.
Wow.
The problem is there's a big problem here. There's something that's kind of an essential piece to this puzzle, and it's folic acid, but in the most active form, which is called 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate.
Yeah, okay.
So 5-MTHF.
Wow.
So,
and where do you get that from? Naturally in food.
in supplements, but the problem is about 60% of people don't convert folic acid to the active form, that 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. So
Why?
Is this the MTHFR gene
it
stuff?
is.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, she's
Can
dead
you
on.
can you test this in genetic
can.
testing?
You can.
They just did my test last week.
You can.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to
It
hear.
hasn't come back yet, but
Okay.
And
Oh, wow.
so about 60% of the people can't make this conversion. So they're really setting their health up for, disastrous consequences because it's so important. Methylation is so foundational. This literally could be one of the most important things that you've probably never heard of or talked about.
Yeah, I know. That's yeah.
We talk about blood sugar and inflammation, and all those things are really important. But this is even more important, and no one talks about it because it's a little hard to explain.
Right. I've heard the explanation like 10 times, and I still am like, I'm serious. I try to process it, but I think everybody kind of feels that way about it. Unless you've got the scientific mind and background like you do in biology, it is difficult to understand. I need to see pictures.
If you think of like Tinker Toys Connected, or like the saw teeth, right? Like the saw teeth, think of those as carbons, like at each little point, right? So all this is just one little corner being taken off or put on. It's the most foundational part of chemistry. Like like chemicals, they reduce or they grow, like they're adding just a little carbon to them and then moving on to another system, and it reduces, it takes away a carbon, and that's all it is. It's like just simple chemistry, but it's so important, and there's issues in trying to do this when we don't have the active form of folate.
Okay.
So when 60% of us have errors or issues converting it over fully to the active form, then yes, it would make sense to get genetically tested.
So let's just say she's defective in processing. Processing her folate.
One thing to call it, yes.
Or her gene is defective in processing it. Can you overcome that?
Yes.
Oh, that's good news.
Yes. So there's a form of this active folate called methylfolate. That's the 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate form that you can just go and buy instead of taking folic acid, the cheapest form.
Right.
Which they
you
tell
just
every pregnant woman to take.
Right.
Exactly.
But then they can't use, half of them can't use it.
And the frustrating thing is if a doctor isn't really too keen on this, then he'll look at your blood levels and he'll see high levels of folic acid and he's like, oh, you're good. You're good.
Oh, wow.
He's not looking at the active form and if it's being converted and if it's actually doing what it's supposed to do.
Wow. This is important to be talking about. My gosh. Okay, so you can improve your methylation process. How do you do that? With just the supplementation?
No. That's one thing, but you can also do some other things. There are some supplements that you might want to take. So Sammy is like, do you know about Sammy?
Yeah, I know Sammy.
So, not a guy.
I used to date Sammy. No, I'm joking.
It's S-adenosyl methionine, and it again readily gives away its methyl group. So that's that one little carbon with the hydrogens attached, and it's a really important donor. But again, that critical B vitamin, the active form of folate, methylfolate, is the one that's kind of turning that switch on so Sammy can do this.
Right.
So one of the things you can do is potentially take some of these other supplements like Sammy, like the methylfolate.
Right.
And
but
those
you don't
are
want to
things
just start saying, there's people out going, I'm going to go get myself some Sammy. You know, and that can be dangerous too, right? Or no?
Not really. It's fairly safe. Again, I would look for like a quality form. Stability is really important. So we've talked about Thorne being a really good company with the most solid forms. So I would look on the One Life Radio website. We have Thorne here, and I don't know
do we have Sammy on there? We might want to add Sammy.
We could.
Yeah.
But the multi, I believe, and one of the other formulations do have the methylfolate in them.
Oh, wow. Really? The ones that are on the website?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So this is a huge subject. It really is.
Yeah, exactly. So some of the important chemicals that you might know by name that might have issues being produced because of your defectiveness, as
defective
gene. Said.
Just your gene.
Is
one gene.
Glutathione, which is the master antioxidant. Coenzyme Q10, which is important for cellular energy. Melatonin, important for sleep. Serotonin, important for your happiness and wellness. Nitric oxide, important for vasodilation, so blood flow. Norepinephrine and epinephrine, which is noradrenaline and adrenaline, which you had running through you last night. L-carnitine, which is important for fat metabolism. Cysteine for immune health. Taurine for, again, cellular energy. So we're talking about like some pretty important stuff that's going on here. And when people have some issues, that's a problem. So it's worth looking into for sure.
Well, can we put these guidelines and this information in our newsletter so people can sign up for it to get it?
Absolutely.
That would be great. And always great. Sean, thank you so much. We're going to talk more about this, I think, in the upcoming weeks. It's really important.
Yeah.
Like super important. I want to hear about that genetic testing, too.
Yep.
Because I'm still a little skeptical about it.
I did not want to do it. But then when it came down to like, okay, we're really trying to solve these problems with my health. If we could identify potentially something that is the missing piece or key for me, then I said okay.
Knowledge is power, right?
Yep.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We're going to continue on here. Stephanie Toops is going to be talking about 5 easy ways to recycle toys, plastic, and clothes. And I was in a restaurant last night after a meeting, and they did not recycle the beer cans. And I did not like that. We need to get better, Dallas. We've got to recycle more. It's ridiculous. We're putting aluminum cans in the garbage still. What year is that? right?